Quick review of March 28th on the ES. Alright, I have my replay mode up here in Bookmap, and let's go the higher time frame view first. Let's see here, this scenario we opened. Where did it open? Okay, 4,225. Yeah, so that's low in yesterday's range. So we get this here. We've got several of these. So we have one kind of looks like that. One of these goes up. And one of these kind of mean reversion. And I would have to say it looks more similar to that one. So I'm going to click on this here. And I got that annoying thing popping up. Okay, a market opens lower in range, either IBH or IBL broken 98% of the time, IBH favored by only 5%. Failed breakout of a long consolidation and subsequent breakdown put sellers in control. An impulsive move lower fails to break the IBL. Confluence of resistance at the VPOC VWAP mid. 50% retrace. The impulse move lower. And the IBL stat fulfilled. God, this thing with these damn pop-ups is annoying. That thing's just going to keep popping up in the corner there, so I'll just try to ignore it. Yeah, so we've got this here. That looks about like what happened today. You know, I'll put this scenario here next to this one. That looks a lot like it. And let's see, okay, 82, I think that was a VPOC, some earlier point. I guess it might have been around there and maybe some previous ones. But, you know, we saw a lot of you know, just typical technical analysis drawings. See some support and resistance at these, and in some cases they were previous VPOCs. So I made a series of bad trades, 3 of them in a row. I would have been better off just not trading at all today, but you know, in the end it's all random. And you know, I'm still trying to work on whatever the hell I've got to do with statistics. I'm juggling around a lot of stuff lately, so it's you know, I'm still working on it. This had just been not that great of a, not that off to that great of a start this week. And the market. See, it's very choppy the whole time, easy to get taken out. You've got some moves short. But, the one that worked out for me was right around there. And then I got part of this up to maybe right around there. So I was right around here to here. I got completely just hammered, got my butt handed to me, coming down here because of liquidity fills. Okay. Yeah, just bear with me. This thing won't go where I want it. Okay, I'm still recording. Still audio. Okay, got it. Oh, this stupid thing on here. I'm gonna rewind that so that this stupid thing doesn't keep popping up constantly. Yeah, so, oh yeah, I'll put this markup here that I just did. Okay, so lately I've been looking a lot at bid liquidities getting filled, absorptions. You know that there's a larger participant in this area. So what I'm looking for is, I want to see areas. I'm trying to put what I have with the Traders Lab, what I'm learning in there, together with, what's going on in the order flow. Order flow's got to support those levels where I'd interact at. And this case, it's random, but I see this big liquidity fill, this execution going off, this absorption. Boom just got hammered, and then got hammered again, and then got hammered again. At that point, I was pretty pissed. That'll just make you want to punch a hole right through the monitor when that happens, but it's random. This stuff's random, so nobody knows for sure, and everything is just maybe. It's really just you're trying to find some higher probability of this random event happening over some other random event. It's a bunch of coin flips. And you're trying to say, okay, can I get X percentage more of this landing on heads than tails if I do this a certain way? And it's pretty common statistics out there for all that. So then this finally works. See, there's another fill. And some of these just were bad. I think that just the FOMO got to me. Then it's a simulated account, so I figured, you know what, I'm just going to keep experimenting with these liquidities. Stop run into liquidity, fills the liquidity, there's the absorptions. You don't get it every time. Other times this works well. Maybe so maybe that's part of what I work on in these videos, where's the context where it's working well. So I want the order flow to support what I'm saying. We're getting large transactions in an area where there was liquidity holding for a while. Some of these maybe they're on there for an hour or two or the whole day. This was on there a fairly long time. Never made it down there. There's that place on that higher time frame. Let's see, I got in right there. And partly, I guess one of the inputs was looking at this here, 82.25. And that was an area where I figured, okay, previous things I'm looking at, that could be an area of support. And that turned out to be the reversal point where it went all the way back up to here. Not that that's really tradable for me, but if I had been better in tune with it, I'd go up here. Maybe if I could make it back to that IB low. that's where my target originally was. Then I chickened out a little bit. So it would have gone all the way up to here. I see these 3 losses that just made my blood boil, you know. And that's where I'm trying not to break stuff, because I really get pissed when that happens. That's I don't think that ever goes away, because that's like, okay, this is taking away my rent payment, my survival. There's that survival mechanism. It's, you know, how many times do you want a horse to kick you in the face? You know, it makes you want to lash out when you see this, and that destroys your account. Because I was down around 900 on here. Then I did this trade. I got myself to 570, but it's like I wiped out half of what I did last week. So it's just, I just gotta look at these mistakes and go, okay, how can I try to correct this so I'm doing better? But then it's also random. So it just, I've got a long way to go if it ever does happen at all, making a living off of this. But, you know, here's another setup here. Although I don't know if I'd really see that, because, you know, there's that I below 94. You get down to here, okay, I guess you can get a few points, and it's sitting on top of this. Now, it turned out to be a pretty nice move, but I wouldn't have been able to. I would have said, okay, well, something right here is going to be one of my targets. I never would have made it up that far, because I'd be going, you know, what am I looking at? Is this thing trying to come up here? You got the IBH, you got the overnight mid. That's what you got to go with. And let's see, so around 94 is the overnight low. So right around here. Or is it 94? Yeah, we got that there. And then well, we got 4006. That's, can see where it sits on top of that. That could be a resistance. So this right here, there's your bring it up again. Where's, yeah, 94 is IB low. Well, this hit close enough. You can see you know, there's an IBC, IB continuation down here. And then it came back up to test that again. So if you could somehow, this is like trying to swim upstream. I got my butt kicked on this, you know, but not, no, this is where yeah, so I guess in hindsight, you know, I see this happening here. Maybe I don't want to get long right there. But, you know, I was looking at these liquidity fills maybe too much. So I'm going, you know, where's the liquidity getting filled at? Because then I see that a lot of times that's a reversal point. Because the other side is getting in the high volume. They're transacting, and that's where one of the places where you figure, okay, you see all these sell stops going into bid liquidity. See some absorptions right on that. You're digging right down into here. Yeah, you see all that stuff going on. So that's saying, there's some liquidity getting filled. It's not enough to turn the ship around until about here, really. Maybe this one. You got several of them. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 or 4. And that's hard to tell. I don't know how to measure it either. Gather metrics on it. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and conclude this video here. I am starting to get a bit tired, so I'm going to call it a night with this one, and I'll come back tomorrow with another one.